Howdy y'all, Jackson here with Igdrick Studios, and welcome back to another episode of Outside the Hash. I'm not in my normal home base today, so that's why I'm an anime girl. If you feel like introducing yourselves.
That's why I have a shotgun as my background.
Yeah, I'm scary.
Yeah, I'm Nate.
Hi Nate, I'm Kyle.
Hi Kyle, I'm Nate.
I'm Minna Vanilla.
Nice.
Alright. You guys ready to get into, we got the UFL kicked off this weekend, so.
Yep.
And USFL supremacy, as expected. Alright, which one of you want to do their games first?
I don't have to do UFL.
Oh yeah, you don't. You got.
Yeah, because I am a loser.
Thanks to Kyle.
All right, so let me.
No wait, you beat the Gamblers. You have Memphis.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do have Memphis. I forgot about that. I do have those slides. I just forgot.
So Jackson just lucked out, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I had to cover. I cover one game.
Nice.
I also cover
because
one
I only
game.
have two teams because my favorite team got murdered by The Rock. That son of a bitch.
Pain.
As they should have. But all right. First up, we have the Michigan Panthers against the St. Louis Battlehawks. This one was a close game. This one was actually a really good game. If it wasn't for a 64-yard field goal,
Could say two.
Yeah, you could say two. The Battlehawks would have won.
It was also if number 6 on the Panthers could play fucking cornerback, the Panthers would have won.
Yeah, true. But maybe third time's the charm. He would have missed it, but
Or fourth,
he played
fifth,
really
sixth,
well.
seventh, eighth. Yeah.
Looking at the stats,
If it was
of the
70
game,
yards, maybe he would have missed it.
Yeah.
Maybe 80.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That thing looked clean to like a little bit over 70.
Maybe 90 yards. He would have missed it.
Yeah, maybe. The game was definitely pretty balanced. Battlehawks were definitely dominating on the pass, while the Panthers were doing a lot better on the run. It was pretty much a snooze fest up until the fourth quarter, at which point it was definitely a game. It was really good to watch. I wasn't able to watch the first half, so I only caught the end of the game. And Jake Bates just won him the game with 3 seconds left with a 64-yard field goal he made with a timeout, and then after the timeout he made it again, which is very impressive.
I wonder what he was doing in practice that made the coach think, yeah, he could do this. Just be
smart enough. I don't know.
He probably just said, screw it, we ball.
Going on to the second game, DC lost to the San Antonio Brahmas, not by a little. Jordan Ta'amu is a bit washed. It's like every other year he's good. They did not play well. This one felt like a blowout to me.
It was a blowout.
Yeah, it was a blowout.
Yeah, fair. I mean, 15 points you can't really call a blowout.
I guess fair enough. Yeah.
But it definitely felt like a blowout. It felt like San Antonio just had controlled this game the entire way. Jordan Ta'amu didn't really play well. 25 for 45 for 235 yards and an interception. While the San Antonio Brahmas just played well on passing and running.
18 more pass attempts and only
shout out to the big guy touchdown,
yards.
by the way, on that Brad Wing fake punt.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I guess it was a fake field goal, wasn't it?
I didn't even know that happened.
It was a fake kick. Yeah. It was a 40-yard touchdown pass. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, thrown to the center.
The defenders were not expecting it. That's all I can say. If you look up the clip to it, yeah, it was something else. It looked like he had all the time he could ever ask for to kind of just
apparently
set up
that
and
was his
throw
third
the
read.
touchdown.
So
that was his third read?
The punter progressed.
St. Louis is in for a long year, and you let the punter go through his progressions. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, well, at least that's what the coach said in the post game.
I believe it.
He said he's never seen his punter go through his read progression on a
That's why I don't think any punter has ever gone through his reads. It's either been one guy or just not good. That's wild.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure whenever a punter does it, they dumb it down and just say, hey, you're going to throw it to this guy.
Maybe Johnny Hecker. Johnny Hecker's maybe the only guy that I could think of punter that would go through his reads.
But yeah, it was a fun game to watch. It definitely felt like a blowout.
Yeah, and for anyone wondering, wait, Nate, San Antonio was your team. Why didn't you cover him? Because if you don't remember, Kyle hates DC, but it's his third team, so he's deciding to cover them if they lose. So I lucked out and didn't have to cover this game. So I will be pulling up my slides, and I'll be covering my third team. And Jax will cover the other my other game. Yeah. So I should have just shared my screen. That was dumb of me.
Yeah, you're sharing just your spread.
Yeah, I did not mean to do that.
I'm pretty sure if you try to go in to present, it's gonna crash probably.
Change windows. Nice screens. There we go.
I see you brought back the field.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be my permanent background.
Yeah, I think it's a good light color, so it's easy to write on. Yeah,
it's easier to write on, and it's funny. So
you can always remember the Mississippi Raiders.
Yes.
In our heart forever.
And my heart's one of my favorite teams in that league. A whole week fan, you know. I've been a fan since 2024. I'm going to take my chance to Corpus Christi where they know how to run a franchise.
They certainly do.
Certainly do, as we'll see later. But the one UFL game I had to cover is Memphis at Houston. Memphis won this game by a final score 18-12. I'm calling them the Roughnecks. That's why it's the asterisk. I refuse to call them the Gamblers or whatever, or if it's vice versa. I don't remember. I always get this confused. I don't. They beat Houston. It's such a dumb situation.
They shouldn't have a 3 Texas teams. The other team should have been in Canton.
Well, they shouldn't have, they should have just, if they were going to keep the UFL team, just should have kept the UFL name, even though I don't know. It's really annoying. But yeah, so Memphis won this game by a final score 18-12. And fun fact about this game is Houston is stupid by not giving their 2023 USFL Offensive Player of the Year the ball once.
I think he might.
I don't know why he didn't play. He might have been hurt.
But I couldn't find the inactives anywhere.
But we couldn't find the inactives. So for that reason, I'm going to call Houston stupid until proven otherwise. So kind of the quarter breakdown, Memphis was in control the whole way. Scored 9 points in the first. 6 in the second. Houston got a field goal in the second. No scoring in the third quarter. And Houston tried to rally late, but that touchdown was within the last few minutes of the game. They were never really in this game for the most part. As you can see, too, Memphis had several more first downs, had quite more yards than Houston, 228 to 174, had a lot more passing yards. That was pretty much the big differential in yardage, as Houston did have more rushing yards. Both teams had more than I thought, considering neither team really ran the ball at all in this game.
Yeah.
And I think they both ran less than 10 times, so or had less than 10 carries. And I'd wager a couple of those runs, too, were first down runs or a few yards picked up by their respective quarterbacks, no less. So I apologize. I got the Rona. Just kidding, I don't, but you have to blow my nose every like 5 minutes. But for quarterback stats, Case Cookus had an okay game. Certainly better than Houston's quarterback. 204 yards, touchdown pass, 1 pick. Had 4 carries for 16 yards. The key differentiator in this game, though, was easily time of possession. Memphis pretty much doubled Houston in time of possession. They had the ball for 39 minutes. Houston had for 20 minutes. So honestly, if the time possession was closer, Houston might have had a chance to win. But that was a significant factor as to why Houston couldn't really get anything going, because they just weren't getting a lot of opportunities to try to score. Houston's quarterback was the best runner of the day, 2 carries for 22 yards. Again, it's hilarious to me. Pretty much half the rushing yards came off 2 carries. And he ran in for a touchdown. Best receiver was out of Memphis. Didn't have the most receiving yards, but he had the best play of the day, and he had a touchdown, 4 carries, 4 receptions, 36 yards, and a touchdown. A couple turnovers for
child.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's child. If you haven't seen Invincible. And the key play of the game, as I mentioned, it's Vinny Papali had a touchdown in the corner of the end zone in the second quarter. It was a really good play on both. Great throw, great play. And that was a pretty much key deciding factor. So next up, my 2 teams will play each other, as San Antonio will travel to Memphis. So that is my UFL coverage.
Nice. And I need to share my screen. Slideshow. Alright. Oops. It is streaming to the wrong screen. What the fudge? There we go. Can you see it? Is it streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Episode 6. Alright, so we have the UFL. Alright, so my game was the Birmingham Stallions at the Arlington Renegades, the USFL versus XFL champions. And it was a close game for about a half. So Arlington had the lead through the first, but then Birmingham took the lead in the second. And then in the second half, they scored 2 touchdowns. Arlington's only field goal. So it was 27-14 with the final. And Birmingham pretty much dominated the game statistically here. 140 more yards. The running difference was really the big disparity. They just ran all over Arlington. Also going 3 for 3 on your 2-point conversions is also fairly impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Both teams had 2 turnovers, and possession was about the same. I forgot to put the star players, so that's my bad. So
Shame on you.
yeah, I know. So it probably would have been Birmingham was using 2 running backs, so it's probably a mixture between them. And then Arlington would probably just be Luis Perez, because he's spring football.
Preach.
Yeah. So it'd probably be Marable would probably be the Birmingham running back. Alright. So we have this last week's stats or game outcomes with our picks. So it was a good even split between home and away. Everybody hit on their solo pick except for Nate, who made a poor decision. So
It was a 6-point game.
I'll take 3 and 1.
Yeah. So me and Kyle are both 3-1 and Nate 1-3. Alright. And so we have our standings. Once again, it's only week 1, so SRS you can probably disregard for future, probably until like
Yeah,
week
you can
3 or 4.
probably disregard that till like week 4, yeah.
So let's get into the pick'em.
Alright. So we got
Brahmas at Showboats. Well, that's easy for me, because only one is the USFL team.
Yeah, so I'm scared that the this first game for the Brahmas was a
Aberration.
joke job on their part. Yeah, they meant to fail and somehow won. I feel like give me the Showboats. I feel like I trust them for this.
You're going against the Brahmas. All right, Nate. Which of your 2 teams do you like more?
I like to think San Antonio's better. I'm probably gonna be wrong though.
Hey, you could get the solo pick.
Yeah,
I think
solo pick.
I think it's
Well,
going to be a close matchup.
I'll go San Antonio.
All right. Now we've got a good revenge matchup here.
Give me the
team that
Battlehawk.
went 7-3, and the team that stole their spot.
Rightfully earned, according to the rules.
I really don't know who to pick in this one, to be honest,
Yeah, this could go either
Press
way.
is better.
It really could.
because he's not
Both
better than
played
AJ
pretty-
McCarron.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking. I still get what's his face, Jordan Thomas in my
Thomas.
mind.
Yeah, well, 2020, you know. That's good. Maybe I'll just go St. Louis because St. Louis is home.
I'll probably do the same.
Play it safe.
Yeah. Stallions at Panthers.
Give me
Stallions.
Stallions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
good
offense
lord.
to Michigan. Well, maybe Michigan's just gonna they're just gonna be like Gus, the movie Gus, where the mule can kick field goals from anywhere on the field, so they have a guaranteed 3 points no matter what.
Yeah. This last game's awful.
Yeah, it is awful.
Houston.
I don't
at
want to pick
DC.
first.
Well, only one of these teams is the USFL team, so
Yeah,
even
I'm
though they're
leaning
using the XFL
gamblers.
name, which is gross and disgusting.
Yeah, I'm leaning gamblers on this, but I don't think DC is gonna necessarily lose 2 in a row, though.
One of them has to.
Yeah, that is true.
I'll go Gamblers. I think they just, even though they got doubled in time of possession, they still somehow only lost by 6.
They
So
played
much as
better
I
in the
hate
second
it-
half, so you know
They
maybe
played better in the
their
second
momentum's
half.
moving in the right direction.
and if Mark Thompson is healthy, comes back, he's going to be the best player on the field.
As
between
much as I
both
hate
teams.
to say this, I think the defenders bounce back and win this.
Fair enough.
I think it's gonna be close.
Going lone wolf. Oh. All right, you ready to make a tier list power ranking?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So Stallions for S. You know.
Wait, what is the click to open? Control click. Okay. There we go. All right. So Birmingham up in S.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the Birmingham Stallions tier.
Yeah. The Stallions tier.
Literally, that's it. Oh my gosh, the rest of these teams are so mid, it's almost impossible. To
Yeah,
put
I was
anywhere.
thinking, wow, the rest can go on
I feel
C
like
tier.
everybody else could go and see.
Yeah. So,
Except for the defenders.
I would-
The defenders tier.
yeah, defenders go to F for that performance, losing to the Brahmas of all teams.
But every
shit.
other game was
Mid.
Like, yeah, with one possession, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I feel like I could put the
Well,
Panthers on B
other than
tier.
the Renegade Birmingham.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I could put the Panthers on B tier and Battlehawks on C.
Battlehawks and Renegades for sure the same.
You put
The
Memphis
rest,
then-
I
too.
have absolutely no clue.
I'd put the Gamblers behind. Yeah,
And we'll put
Yeah,
Birmingham.
I think that's fair. I think that's
that
fair.
works with me.
Winners and losers. Yep.
That's gonna change so drastically next week. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a little bit more information.
Yeah. It's very hard to place them right now.
Alrighty. Down. Alrighty. So on to the best league, the actual league we care about. The LFA, which nobody had because they had Easter off. So
W League.
same standings as always.
Good job.
I
Nice,
haven't-
Kyle.
I haven't seen anything about that game getting made up yet, so don't know what's gonna happen with that. And on to our pick'em. So
Fundies.
funny. So you two have 10-5, and I am 9-6 because I picked the Galgos one game. I had too much.
Fundies.
Fundies.
Easy. Easiest pick of my life.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy pick. I see no
Mexico's-
world the Dinos get within 3 possessions.
Yeah, I'm taking the Mexico then. too.
Yeah, give me Mexico.
I was gonna say Mexicans were dominating until they ran
Yeah,
into the
they're-
Cadios.
Okay.
Raptors.
Yeah.
Raptors are just too hit or miss.
These are all really easy.
Wow. Yeah, I think
Actually,
these
the
are.
Cadios one might be the hardest, but even then, that one's.
No, I think Galgos
Don't be stupid.
Gaios Negros is the hardest of them.
Trayvon
but yeah.
Boykin.
Trayvon Boykin is terrible.
Oh yeah, he still hasn't thrown a touchdown. Yeah, you're right.
No.
Okay, then Cadios.
I mean,
this one's-
the talent disparity probably is the least significant in your matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the closest.
But I have no faith in Trayvon Boykin.
yeah, which
Likewise.
is
He
valid.
might get his first touchdown this game, but that's about it.
No. He has a rushing touchdown, right?
Yeah, he had a rushing touchdown week
He's
1.
getting 2 rushing touchdowns in a 35-12 loss.
Yeah, and hopefully no passing touchdowns. oh yeah, 35-12. So two missed extra points.
2 missed extra points.
But they figured out how to, but everybody's pretty much figured out how to kick again.
No. That one gets blocked and one.
And they go for
they
2
can
on the
still
other,
save.
and then go for 2 on the other.
Yeah.
And
They go up 6-0, allow 35 unanswered, and then score another 6 with
Okay.
13 seconds left.
okay. I can't wait till this happens.
I had the script. I have it right
I
here.
can't believe you were able to translate it.
My 6 years of Spanish. Of course, I can translate it.
All right. And here is where our power rankings stand. Anything you want to change, or are we happy
No.
with it?
I'm still happy with that.
That's still good.
All right, on to the IFL. I
One of you
actually
guys want
have
to
no
go?
games because 2 of my teams had byes and my other team lost.
Nice. How many do you have, Kyle?
I have 3. All of my teams won.
That's funny. I could.
Yeah, that is funny.
I'll go first
All right.
because I only have 2. Okay. All right. First disappointment. The Duke City Gladiators came rolling into Frisco, and they lost to my Fighters 49-40. I say disappointment because this should have been a blowout, but it wasn't. But a fun fact that lightened me up a little bit: Frisco does own the Poverty Duke City franchise, moving to 8-0 all the time against them. So they've thankfully never lost to Duke City, and probably never will
Take that, Albuquerque.
until we
We
lose to
should
them on the
better
road.
call Saul.
For real. Frisco was never really in any danger of losing this game, but it, again, was closer than it should have been. Pretty much across the board. Look at the box score there. Frisco had the early lead, and Duke City couldn't really chip away at it for the most part. First downs both were pretty close. Frisco actually had a heck of a lot less yards, so they're getting better field position. Or, I don't know, Duke City just sucks. The difference was Duke City had a lot more passing yards compared to Frisco having way more throwing rushing yards. But TJ Edwards, no surprise, ran for 3 more touchdowns. He also threw a couple and didn't throw a bad pick. I don't know if he took another bad sack or not. It would be on brand for him. Key differentiator in this game, though, was the red zone. Duke City was 1 for 3 versus Frisco was 5 for 7. So Frisco had a lot more red zone opportunities and took advantage of those. So that helped them out significantly. TJ Edwards is the best rusher of the game. And then Duke City had the best receiver in Gregory Dent with 4 receptions, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Duke City had 4 turnovers, 2 picks, and 2 fumbles, which gave Frisco good field position for the most part. And like I said, Frisco didn't turn it over once. Key play of the game was TJ Edwards, ran it in for the 4th time. A 1-yard touchdown run with 3:20 left in the game made the score 49-32. Next week, Frisco sadly has a bye, so I can't be disappointed
womp.
in them when they're not winning by 30 points. The second game, man, my second disappointment, San Antonio Gunslingers choked against the San Diego Strike Force. No, it wasn't Falcons Gonna Falcon, but with the way they ended this game, it deserves a brief shout out to Falcons Gonna Falcon. Final score is nice to San Antonio 61. Fun fact, San Antonio sold harder than AB sold the Albany Empire.
Which most of these players come from.
Yeah, which is where most of these players do come from. So that's hence the fun fact that isn't really a fact, but, you know. And as you can tell, minus second quarter, San Diego was just in control of this game. Had more first down, actually had less first down, sorry. But they had more total yards, dominated in the air, which isn't surprising considering who their quarterback is. The key differentiator was Nate Davis throwing 9 touchdown passes and didn't throw a single interception. Just completely dominated through the air per usual. Going to be certainly in conversation for MVP, if not win it, for certain, so long as he stays healthy. Sam Castanova stuck to the ground game, 15 carries, 64 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Also did well throwing the ball, 14 for 20, 139 for 4 touchdowns. Best receiver was A.R. Jackson, the third, 7 receptions, 90 yards, and 4 touchdowns, including the key play of the game. He caught a touchdown pass with 2 seconds left to put them up 63, 61, 62, something like that. 62, 61. And then within the next 2 seconds, San Antonio on the return fumbled the ball, and San Diego picked it up and scored. So, based. In the next game for San Antonio, they will take the fat L against Northern Arizona. Just kidding. I think they'll win. But they have Northern Arizona in the next game. So that is it for my IFL slides.
All right.
All right.
So it's me now, right?
No, it's
Kyle's got 3.
Kyle
I got
next.
3.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
All right. All right, so we got the IFL. First up, I had the Vegas Nighthawks against the Jacksonville Sharks. All 3 of my games were pretty close. I think this one was tied with the last one I'm going to show for closest game. It was a 6-point spread. Nighthawks won 39-33. Comparing the stats, it looks pretty similar, but the Nighthawks really had the edge on the running game.
They had the what?
They had the edge.
Slight advantage.
Ayo, ayo.
They come out on the run game. They averaged 4.4 yards per carry with 24 attempts. So they got bailed out a lot by their run game. While they had 11 completion, they threw about 50% for 102 yards, compared to Jacksonville's 150 yards off 13. Jacksonville did throw 3 touchdowns with 2 interceptions and only had 1 rushing touchdown, while they had 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, and 3 rushing touchdowns. So the run game definitely won it for the Vegas Nighthawks. There was a pair of made field goals, one by Jacksonville, one by the Nighthawks, as well as a missed field goal by Jacksonville in the third quarter. And yeah, there was nothing else to. This one was pretty close all the way through. There was a little bit wider of a spread going into the half, but Jacksonville brought it back, made it a close game to the finish. So, good for them. It was a good game. I'm happy with how the Vegas Nighthawks played, because I don't think I took them. I cannot remember. I guess we'll check it out.
Probably not.
Yeah. Once Jackson checks them out.
Oh, you did take the Nighthawks.
Oh, I did. Perfect. Yeah, they're 2-0 on the season, so a great start for them. Next up, we got the Massachusetts Pirates, who beat the Sioux Falls Storms 49-41. They are now 3-0 on the season, so an even better start. This game, it really came down to the possessions. They're near identical offensive stats. 166 yards to 165 and 67 rushing to 68 rushing. So they net exactly the same amount of yards for each offense, which is quite interesting. But it was an 8-point game. Still technically one possession, but there's really not much else to say about it other than Massachusetts just had the better field position this game.
And screw their stupid April Fool's joke from last year.
No. Good joke.
Yeah, no, that was a terrible joke.
Yeah, because they put it out a day before.
Yeah, it makes it even better. Good joke.
No, it's cringe.
No, great joke.
Cringe organization. I hope they fold at the end of the year.
Going into the last game, we have the Northern Arizona Wranglers. They improved to 1-1 on the season, so they're not going for that perfect season. After defeating the Tucson Sugar Skulls 54-48, they dominated. It felt like they dominated this game based on the stats. 5-0 touchdown to interceptions for 212 yards compared to Tucson's combined 107 yards after they had 2 sacks for a loss of 21 yards. They were 1-1 touchdown interceptions, and then I guess both teams did well on the run, but I feel like Naz just it felt more of a presence with how commanding their pass game was as well. Both teams had some missed field goals, and neither kicker seemed to be able to keep the ball from going out of bounds on the kickoffs. So that sums up my games for this week.
Okey-dokey.
Nice.
I had an easy week because 2 of my teams were on byes. Quad Cities and Iowa were on byes, and then Jacksonville lost. So here's the score from around the league. The Dalton Snead is still hurt, so he didn't get a chance at having a revenge game. So the Panthers beat the Rattlers 47-41. Here is our results from last week. As you can see, good week for the home team. Who do they think they are? Australian football?
For real.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I did really well this week.
Yeah, Kyle had a really good week. He took the lead in the IFL pick'em. I had a bad one. So.
Yeah, you had a really bad one.
But all those games were really close, so they really could have went any.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I got really lucky with the Nighthawks and Panthers solos.
Yep.
Bail out.
Yep.
So here's the standings. Now that we're a few games in, at least for the ones that have played a couple games, you can start looking at the SRSs. So, who do the SRS think is the best team? I guess they've only played one game, so.
Looks like the Panthers.
Panthers, but they played one.
Yeah.
Fighters,
Yeah,
I think.
Frisco and Nighthawks
Frisco.
are both 15. And then Massachusetts with 3 games at 14. So.
Yeah, with how Nighthawks finished last season, they're starting pretty hot. So I appreciate that.
Bailed out by an injury, just saying.
All I've got to say is it's so hard being a Vegas fan.
Yeah.
We just suffer from success.
Here's the thing. Maybe they treat their indoor team as the same way they treat their NHL team, which is why the indoor team is good and the NHL team sucks. Is because he treats them the same.
You're right.
Their NHL team gets treated like an indoor football team. All right.
Maybe.
On to the pick. We got Wranglers at Gunslingers. I still have some faith in the Gunslingers.
I'm what's on that. I'll go Gunslingers.
Give me the Wranglers. I think they can carry off this win.
Kyle's going, I see. And I have no faith in the Sharks anymore. So
I have zero faith in the Sharks.
I have 1% faith in the Sharks. Give me Panthers.
I was gonna say, are you taking the Sharks with 1%?
No, heck no. Maybe
This
2%.
game, I'm not sure.
Sugar Skulls Gladiators that's a toss-up. I'll go home team based on how home teams went last week.
I probably will do the same.
Give me Sugar Skulls.
Kyle's going Sugar Skulls. All right.
This one, I feel like I'd be an idiot to
Plus
not take the
Dino.
Blizzards.
Kyle's taking the Blizzard.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking it was Barnstormers. No, never mind.
I was like,
I
I was like, what? Yeah, I'm going.
Sorry. That was a really dumb.
Both original
fuck up on
versions
my
were
part.
owned by Jim Foster. They're easy to confuse.
Yeah, I'm going same.
You're on Steamwheelers.
And then
No,
give me the Oilers.
The Oilers are also not great.
Yeah, I have more confidence in them though.
Yeah, they are the home team, so I will go. I'll go Oilers.
Same.
Nate playing it safe.
I mean, I'm just going based off stats.
Oh, fair.
All right, and time for
Tier list.
yeah.
Probably
I
move.
feel like now that Massachusetts
Mass
is
yeah.
staying out,
S.
they can go to S.
Yeah. We'll move Nighthawks up because they won pretty good.
Yeah, 2-0, great start.
They're gonna have to move up San Diego.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
Move
massive
them
up.
past San Antonio, no less.
Yeah.
I'm pretty okay with that.
I'll keep
So-
San Antonio in C.
Keep
I-
San Antonio in C.
think
I am
I'll
a
move
little
them up.
hesitant
Jacksonville, I'm
having-
dropping down.
Yeah.
Rattlers,
Man.
I'm dropping down. Tucson, going down. Panthers are going up.
I'm a little hesitant
Storm
having
lost,
the
right, so I'll
Nighthawks
move down to
at
C.
in A tier,
I-
but we'll see if they deserve it
I
next
think
week.
Quad City could go to A.
I've only played one game yet, so I don't want to move them all the way up yet.
Fair enough.
They have to prove it. Fair.
I'll put them ahead of Green Bayville.
That's fair.
That's good enough.
I'm fine with C tier. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Excuse me.
All right. And on to the NAL.
All right. Here, I can start.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, there were only 2 games.
Yeah. So I had the Carolina
I don't
Cobras.
have yours up yet.
Oh.
Okay, you're good.
All right. So I had the Idaho Horsemen at the Carolina Cobras. I would like to say Guy Myers is the Carolina Cobras Offensive Player of the Week. He played very well for us. He had 32 pass attempts for 182 yards. Apparently, he completed 18 passes. I would have never guessed that based on watching that game. It felt like he completed maybe 5. Wait, what the? Oh, sorry. I got it backwards. My bad. Sorry. Devon Blair Jr. Was
He was
our defensive player of the
Garbo.
game. Yeah, 9 completions there. I was looking at the wrong stats. I thought I had them
Idaho's
on
real
top.
quarterback has a real job and can't be in Carolina on a Monday
9 for 27.
when he needs to be in Boise on a
for
Tuesday.
83 yards with 2 interceptions and a touchdown pass. The fact that we gave up a touchdown pass in this game means we are washed. We
It
will
makes
need
it
to
worse
get
than
better.
Omaha, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel a lot worse than Omaha because the beef would have shut them out.
Honestly, probably.
So from what I've heard, this game was originally supposed to be on Easter, but the fans kind of protested that, so they moved it to Monday. So just skill issue on Idaho's part.
These
Nah.
good Mormon
Kicker-
boys need
Good.
to be with their families.
Yeah. Our Carolina's kicker was perfect on point after attempts. He did miss a field goal, was like a 30-yarder, I believe. Barely missed it, just a little bit wide to the right. So can't blame him too much on that. I don't think any other kicker would have made it in the league. But he
Dick Bates would
almost
have made
had.
it.
Well, no shit.
Not guaranteed.
Yeah. Indoor kicking's really hard.
Yeah, it's just so narrow. And
That's
then
what she
he
said.
almost had two deuces. They were just a little short. He just needed a little bit more height on them, but they were directly on. Yeah, Idaho just didn't play well. It felt like they were doing really good.
It's almost like their players didn't show up.
Yeah, it felt like they were doing like really well on rushing a few times, and then they would just give up on it and go for the deep ball again for another drop pass or overthrow or interception. But yeah, it was not a close game. It was about halfway through the fourth that the Horsemen finally got a touchdown, and I stopped watching the game at that point. But yeah, all around good game for the Cobras, of course.
All right. Nate, you got your beef game.
What can I say other than this team's an absolute disgrace to me? They have betrayed me in every way, shape, and form. This game was absolutely pathetic. Other than I say, if Omaha played this poorly, Cobras would have been even worse. Cobras probably would have lost this game. Hashtag just saying. But the Beef won 45-32. A fun fact is the Beef are insanely mid. Just the rest of the league is outrageously more mid. This game was a certified ref ball game, by the way. The amount of flags I saw in this game were ridiculous. Half of them were fake news. So you look at the box score, you think, dang, what happened? Well, the fourth quarter happened. The Beef showed up. They actually decided to play and put up 26 points in the fourth. But my goodness, this team is Mickey Mouse and almost choked against Colorado. Omaha had more yards, more on the ground, but less passing. Tommy Armstrong, my goodness, you were insanely mid. Didn't even complete 50% of his
It's almost
passes.
like he's a Nebraska quarterback.
Yeah, he's a Nebraska quarterback through and through, exposed as a fraud.
Like Adrian Martinez was also mid in his game.
Also true. Other than he had a big run, but
Yeah.
but yeah, Omaha. Look, Tavius Taylor looked good on the run. 11 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Omaha did not have a turnover. Apparently, could have sworn Jackson and I had watched the play where Omaha threw a ball and the receiver fumbled it and it went the other way. But we turned it off at that point. And all of a sudden, I guess I got overturned or something. So that's why there's an asterisk there. Beef won the game with an interception from Chris Perry. And the next game is a bye week. Thank goodness, because this team
And they need to reset.
needs a heart-to-heart. They need a player meeting. The fact that they're undefeated still, but are playing games this close, is unacceptable in every way, shape, or form. They're a disgrace to the 2023 Omaha Beef. So that's all I've got to say about this game.
It does make me feel better about Colorado, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I bet you feel a lot
And
better.
Cedar Rapids.
It also makes me feel confident in our rematch that we're gonna win.
No, you're not. You would have lost that game.
I hope you get cursed with my quarterback has a real job and can't show up to the game.
Please, that'd
Just
be
get
funny.
good. Maybe he's scared of flying.
I mean, that's fair.
That's a
I'm scared of
possibility.
flying.
I'm assuming they flew and didn't drive from Idaho.
That would have sucked. That
I
also would explain
really
why
hope
players
so.
didn't show up.
Yeah, that would explain why a lot of players wouldn't show up. But yeah, I really hope they flew.
Nope, they drove.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oops, I went from the beginning. I'm a big dumb idiot face. Alright, NAL. Only 2 games, so I had no games. Both my teams lost. Womp womp.
I went 3-3.
Yeah, so Nate
I am
is
3-3.
5 and 1.
Oh, I did well this week.
Yep. Nate's 5-1. I'm 4-2, and Kyle is 3-3.
Imagine thinking the Horsemen were gonna win.
Well, I didn't know that their
That was
team wasn't
before
going to show up.
Imagine talking smack about that when you had the worst record out of all of us. So sit down, humble yourself. You lost to the beef, skill issue. The
We're
Cobras.
2-1. What do you mean?
You're 3-3. I'm 5-1 in this. For pick'em.
Oh yeah. True.
Also, humble yourself. You built a trophy
Yeah,
case
also,
a little early because you're not gonna win it this
Just
year.
wait.
Also
Just
the-
wait for when we win it.
Nate is also 3-0 in this league with his team.
Sit down, Kyle. I own this league.
You
I
should join
own
me at
this
0-3.
league. Jeez. That hurts.
All right. After their performances this week, I would like to say the Cobras deserve the spot over the
No.
No. Good, they had a head-to-head last week.
Yeah, but they still Cobras still played a lot better than them this week.
Yeah, they
Blah,
basically
blah,
had another
blah,
exhibition
blah.
game. Congratulations,
They
you
wouldn't
won
have
your
scored-
exhibition game.
You know,
You
they
played
wouldn't
a
have-
team that was
the Beef
missing
wouldn't have
half their
scored
players.
42,
Blah, blah,
and they would have
blah,
given up
blah.
more than 6.
Blah,
you know?
blah, 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 blah,
You know what,
blah,
Kyle?
blah.
Just to fuck you, I'm picking Spartans.
I'm
Alright,
really
give me the
tempted to do
Cobras.
that, but I'm not a retard. So I can't say that. I'm not a moron. I'm gonna go Cobras.
Just up until
But I respect it. I respect it, Jackson. Second
I
to
feel like
Kyle.
I'm gonna take Bandits on this one.
Yeah.
The
Bandits.
Flying Aces are just not good.
I'm going Bandits. Yep. Alrighty.
All right, bump the Cobras up.
No.
All right, and put Idaho in the gutter.
I'll put them down to B.
Yeah, I think that's
I'll
fair.
put them
You
behind Sioux City. Yeah.
Put Cobras up in S.
Nope.
No one deserves A tier. There's 2 teams above the rest.
I think in real life is they're both A right now.
no,
Probably
you need the
balanced.
tier
There's no-
separation
there's no
between
S,
the 2.
There's no S. Yeah, you beat Idaho by 2 when they had their actual team.
And they also had their home field advantage.
So you beat them by 5.
And
Delusional Cobras fan.
Colorado played better. And I have no idea.
Colorado out of the Colorado tier. I
Yeah.
feel like they deserve the Colorado tier still.
They had a choke job, though. You know, they were playing good, and then they fell apart.
Yeah, put them back in the Colorado tier.
I guess, yeah, it is their tier, you know.
You know, bumping them up ever so slightly doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
You could just change that B tier to B Colorado.
Colorado.
Or
Cobras
B-
should be in the S tier for Snake.
Nope.
Nope, there's no
We
S
should
tier.
just-
There's no S
we
tier
should-
right now.
I'm with Jackson on this. But when the Beef play in 2 weeks, they get bumped back up. They're gonna have Awakening. They're gonna have their player on player.
As long as
one-on-one
they win by
meetings.
like 3 scores, they can go back up to S
They
tier.
will again. I'm confident. You know, and if they don't, they're dead to me. I'm gonna fold them as a franchise and Tim Tebow.
That's
thing
pretty
never-
impressive considering the fact they've been operational for like 20-something years.
I'll just make sure beer ticket sales are $1,000.
You
I'm gonna
monster.
run it like I run a roller coaster tycoon.
Alright. So, on to the AIF, which there was only one game, which Nate had. Or Nate won.
Woo! This is gonna be really interesting to cover.
Yeah, because they took the stream away.
Yep. So
Their musical highlight video was up there. That's the video they posted was a highlight video of the game.
well, I didn't check that in time. Oh well. So our Armorella Venom took on the Corpus Christi Tritons. The Tritons won 76-50. Fun fact about this game: Corpus Christi has a functioning field, unlike the Raiders. However, they don't know how to turn off a stream. They left their stream on for
19
several
hours.
hours, 19 hours to be exact, before realizing it was still running. Or I guess YouTube just ultimately turned it off. Fun fact number 2, there's actually 2 fun facts. this league doesn't post stats, and the stream that they did post was just the stream of them forgetting to turn off the stream for an hour and a half. So I literally had nothing to go off of this other than
You kicked their butt.
the Corpus Christi won handily, and they looked like they're one of the better teams in the league and might actually survive a full season. So, oh, and the key play of the game was the stream finally ended by YouTube in 19 hours after the game started. So that was the key play of the game.
Nice.
And the next game, shocker for me, another bye week.
Sounds about right for this league.
So,
Thanks for the 3 teams that folded.
true.
All right.
So,
Back.
All right.
All right. AIF. Woo.
Yep.
I am not even going to pull the thing up. So. Oops. AIF. Not. Okay. So 1 game. Kyle picked his team, which unfortunately
God
went bad
damn.
for him.
Kyle, are you
God damn.
being an idiot?
Yeah, I was a moron on that one, I'm going to be
0-3
honest.
is crazy.
Yeah,
0-3
I knew there
is
was one league.
crazy.
This league and the Australian football, I am bad at.
To be fair, those are both valid leagues to not do well in, considering you don't have stats for one, and once the league just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So, not 3/5 or 2/3 of the teams haven't played yet, so we don't have to do a standing yet. But luckily, that will change because the River Kings play the Stampede next week, so everybody will be
Oh
playing.
no!
Oh, God.
I'm going River
Alright, let me
Kings because they
flip
played Colorado well.
All right, give me a second. I'm flipping a coin.
I'm going
The
with Jackson.
Stampede haven't played yet. I don't even know if they played an exhibition game.
All right, give me the River Kings. It landed tails.
All right, you're either going to be 0-4 or 1-3, Kyle. Congratulations.
I hope we lose now.
Hey, if everyone loses, it's a net positive for me.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it-
net
it
0, not really
cancels
net
out.
Yeah,
positive.
net
Yeah.
nothing.
It makes it even funnier, if anything.
Yeah, I want will the Stampede's coach be able to come back from his 8-year hiatus or whatever it is?
Hey, there's
Absolutely.
a good chance this league folds before I get a win.
That's actually a good
I think
point.
Columbus will keep their part alive until the season is over.
Corpus Christi seems like they might be able to.
All right, so on to rugby.
All right, do you want me to do this one?
Whichever one you want to start, you can start.
All right, I'll get started. Give me a second to get my stream up. We'll play another Where's the Pepe? All right.
I can't be
So,
putting
first game-
alt-right symbol, hate symbols in my stream.
Wait, are we
You're
doing?
welcome. We had a very nice score here. The Fremantle Dockers beat the Adelaide Crows 69-34.
Nice.
I thought we said rugby.
Oh yeah, we're Major League Rugby.
Fuck.
I'll pull up my rugby stream because I only had one game.
Oh, I had one game. I'm good.
Oh, dang. Okay.
All right, so Free Jacks, we're on a bye week. My bad. I thought it was AFL. I forget Major League Rugby is a thing sometimes. So I had the Seattle Seawolves. Seattle Seawolves beat the Chicago Hounds 34-26.
Spoiler.
Not
It's
really
Falcons gonna
surprised.
Falcon.
Yep, Falcons gonna Falcon. It was a close game. The Seawolves had complete control of the game through the entire thing. No cause for any concern there.
They like giving good handicaps.
Yeah, they like.
They-
Yeah,
They liked
you gotta-
Houndy McHoundface so much and the mascot name that they spotted him to 26 points.
Yep, they spotted him 26 points and said, "Okay, let's go win this game." Other than that, it looks like they did a good job winning this game. But no cause for any concerns there. It was just a small hiccup. Letting them. They wanted it to happen. They wanted the game to be competitive. Otherwise, it's just a blowout. So nothing against the Seawolves here. They played a great game. And Chicago just needs to get good.
Great's one way of putting it.
Chicago plays like every other Chicago sports team and sucks.
Yep.
All right. So,
Wait, Kyle,
I
you had another game.
did he?
Did I?
Yeah, because the Legion
Good
aren't
lord.
owned by anybody. So you have to cover Miami.
Ah, shit. All right, well, the Sharks lost. I don't have any of the stuff up right now for them.
Oh,
But
fuck. Yeah.
I thought I asked. I thought I asked if anyone had them, and no one responded to me.
Yeah, well, you found out
When?
Right now.
right now. Nobody owns the
Right
Legion.
now? You asked about where the things are at.
It was-
who owns what teams? So, and I directed that to you.
Oh,
So you were answered. All right. Well, we know my yeah.
I just added myself for the message. But I tried. No one got back to me.
I got back to the second part, which in should have answered your first question.
Give me 1 second here.
You gonna edit the message? That
It was a close game. It was 22-21. Miami Sharks almost had it, but they came up a little bit short. I wasn't able to watch this game, so I don't know the gist of it, and didn't really get much of a chance to look deep into it. But depressing loss that could have been a good win for them. That should cover it.
That works.
All right.
All right. We'll go over to my one game. So Anthem lost for me, so they will not be covered. Shocker. I don't think I'll cover them all year. Be a surprise. Well, I guess if they're playing a team that nobody owns,
They could beat the Sharks.
Yeah, they can move to San
that's
Diego, LA,
the
and
yeah. We'll get there when we get there, though. Houston
Single
took on Dallas, so I played myself this week. Much closer game than we all anticipated. Houston did pull out with the win. Dallas did have more tries. And a fun fact, it was fullback Vaughn Isaac's 25th birthday. And he was the star of the game for Dallas. He had a fine game. We'll jump down to there real quick. He had 7 points. He had a try, a goal kicked, 88 kicking meters, and 114 running meters. So he was a busy guy. Trying to put the team on his back, though. Trying to, Greg Jennings all up in here. But alas, they could not pull through with the win. Houston was 2 for 3 in penalty goal kicks, whereas Dallas didn't have one. Houston had more tackles. Houston also did have more penalties granted. But beyond that, Dallas kept it pretty close. They won the line out in scrum battles. Lost the conversion rate. So Houston's key player was Davey Coetzer. He had 10 points, a couple goals kicked. He had a lot of kicking meters, 409 to be exact, 15 tackles, and 39 running meters. The key play of the game, Davey Coetzer kicked a late penalty goal that sealed the game for Houston. So next games for both. Dallas is going to travel to Seattle, and big shocker for me, Houston has a bye. So
Shocker.
I am going to not have a lot of teams play next week.
well, hopefully your ones win.
That'd be pretty funny if none of them did.
Yeah. All right. Major League Rugby. So I got to cover the last game. Old Glory at Anthem. It was 46-32, so Anthem got a point. So let's give a round of applause to Anthem. They now have 2 points. Attaboy, Anthem. They actually had more carries by actually quite a large margin, so they were moving the ball at least laterally, not forward. And Old Glory must have just been running them over. So the set piece, the Old Glory led in set piece. They left penalties. They had 2 more tries. This was actually a really good day for kicking, so the weather must have been nice. Because he had 5 of 6 on the converge for Old Glory and 2 of 2. And then 2 of 2 on penalty kicks. And then Anthem with 3 of 4 on their conversions and 2 and 2 on penalty kicks. So, must have been good kicking weather. Jason Robertson was the Old Glory star, in my opinion. He had 14 points from 4 converts and 2 penalty kicks. He had 150 kicking meters and 59 meters traveled.
Shout out to Dallas star Jason Robertson.
Oscar Kohler, I had for Anthem, who had 12 points from his 3 converts and 2 penalty kicks. So it was just the 2 kicking guys. So he had 233 kicking meters and 83 meters traveled. So here is how our last week went. It's the opposite of the indoor league because all the away teams won. I put the wrong thing for Chicago Seawolves, but Seawolves had 34, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just so fixated by the Hounds' 26-point catastrophe. So.
Unbelievable.
So me and Nate are tied at 22-5-1, and Kyle has 18-9-1.
I'll take it. Respectable.
So here is how we sit. SRSs are probably useful because we are 5 games into 4 or 5 games into the season. Just look at Anthem.
They're kind of mid, but they're
coming back. They're coming back. They could win it.
Yeah.
Man, the East
They're
is
just
garbo.
So much. They're so much worse
garbo.
than everybody else.
It is funny how much worse they are. Even Miami. That's wild.
I mean, to be fair, there's like, what, 2 expansion teams in there compared to just 1?
Yeah, but the Sharks aren't awful.
Yeah, fair.
They're actually
really not.
According to the SRS, are better than Glory.
Based.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
How's San Diego so high? It's kind of wild. I don't know.
Yeah. Sabercats are the clear favorite right now. So, of course, they're going to blow it in the championship.
Yeah, they are. Not in championship game. They're going to blow it in the first round, baby.
The Texas way.
Darn right.
All right, and on to the pick.
Warriors.
Yeah, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last
week. You're not
week.
going to meme pick this time? All right, I'm going Seawolves here, too.
I'm going Seawolves. I'm sort of tempted to pick the Jackals, but I don't think they're...
Yeah, give me Seawolves. Seawolves have been keeping it close, but I think they're still winning their games, so it's not worth going against
like
them yet.
San Diego.
Give me the gold.
I'm going to go gold. I'm going Free Jacks.
Yeah, give me Free Jacks. Wow, this is really an all-home team pick this week. Yeah,
I'm
give
debating
me
LA.
Old Glory.
I'm going to go LA.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Old Glory.
Now on to our favorite tier list.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How is this somehow harder than the Aussie one?
I have
crazy.
no clue.
Anthem, I'd like to shout out to Anthem and Houston for making this easy. Everybody else could go screw themselves.
I feel like Chicago can get moved down to Anthem tier.
No.
That nobody's Anthem. Nobody is Anthem tier.
Anthem might be the worst
Everybody
team.
else just might move up to
Anthem
C.
may be
Chicago
the worst
can
team
stay
we're
D.
covering. Anthem legitimately is the worst team we're covering out of all leagues, possibly. Besides maybe teams in the I don't know. I even don't know.
think everybody goes up except for Chicago. The math.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. You might need to add a tier between C and D and put all those teams there. So like C minus. Or like D plus.
Are we moving Seattle down?
I don't think so. Because sure they gave them a 26-point lead, but at the end of the day they still won.
Would I'd move them above Free Jacks, but they were losing by 26 to the second worst, one of the worst teams in the league. That's unacceptable. If we're moving the beef down, you're moving Seattle down.
Yeah, fair.
And you only
fair. Yeah, put them ahead of Free Jacks, but A tier.
Yeah, you have to move them down.
And I trust the SRS enough to keep Houston in their
Yeah.
own tier.
Yeah, they deserve their own tier right now.
I
Yeah,
just
I'm
like
fine
our
with that.
pack.
Yep.
The pack in the middle.
Most teams are mid. Yeah.
San Diego being in a B tier, despite giving me
Barely
general
beating the
anxiety
Sharks.
every single week. I swear.
Hey, they won by a lot. They won by a point.
And yet their SRS is 8.3.
Bless you.
Thank you.
8.4.
8.4. Can't make sense of it.
And the Free Jackets benefit by being on the EV division.
Yeah, by a lot.
Literally, honestly.
Yeah, we benefit a lot from that. Not gonna lie.
Why a New England team having an easy division?
No,
Yeah.
never.
All right. And now
Never.
we're on to the AFL.
Wait, Patriots had to run through Mark Sanchez, so
Mark Sanchez did make two AFC Championship games, didn't he?
exactly. He made it hard on us.
All right, so now is it time for AFL?
Yes. Now we're
All right,
into
perfect.
our world.
All right. So, we have the Fremantle Dockers scoring a nice score against the Adelaide Crows. Adelaide Crows had them in the first half, not going to lie, but then after that, they really took off in the fourth and showed why they're not trash.
I mean, I don't know. To be fair, 69 points, although it's nice,
It's really low scoring.
that's a low score for a win.
I mean, they still won by like double
Yeah,
the
because
points that they
34
scored.
is terrible.
Yeah,
Anything
34,
under
34 is a good
Yeah.
quarter.
yeah, 34 is a good quarter. You're not
Anything
wrong.
under 50 is a bad game. Anything under 40 is atrocious.
I'm fine with the offense not scoring a lot with how much the defense carried.
Yeah. Well, I could. Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially seeing they won by 35 and the Crows only scored 34.
And you scored nice. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna
And
score
scored
low,
nice.
at least
No.
score nice.
Yeah, they played well. They really took off in the fourth because that's when they decided to play. Talk about like giving me panic attacks prior to that, but yeah.
Yeah, much panic
Anyways.
attacks while you were asleep and the game was going on.
Yep. I checked the score and went, "What the fuck is that?" And yeah, the next game we had two good teams play each other. This one, as you can tell, was a roller coaster.
So you just stock market.
Port Adelaide is
Not
a
mine's.
good team, but the Melbourne Demons won by 7. This game, it looks like it never got out of 18 points in one direction, which is very surprising because I swear every
Tight
other,
game.
every other possession, it's like they shoot up by 20 and then they drop to negative 20. It's something like that. And
Game of runs like basketball.
yeah, exactly. It's a game of runs, and this one stayed very close. It really was anyone's game, especially in the fourth when it was all tied up. But the Demons were able to edge them out,
Hey yo.
and they won a
Can't believe
reverse
you're
nice
talking
to
like that when there's a
89.
lady present.
Oh, sucks. Yeah, we had a reverse
Oh,
nice
no.
against their
Anyways.
89. So a 96.
An opposite nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a reverse. Yep, that's mine.
All right. Okay. So, once again, I only had one matchup, and it was against both my teams.
Nice.
And the Giants had the bye week. So, we had another really easy week. So, it's the Carlton Blues at the North Melbourne Kangaroos. Who could have guessed it? Carlton ran away with this one. They dominated. Yeah, they were losing early, but that seems to be the trend for the Roos. They get off to a decent start and then realize they're the third worst team in the league. So, got outscored by goals by a lot. A couple less behinds for the Roos. Blues just pretty much dominated, minus in handballs, and even then that was close. I'm trying to see. The Roos did have more turnovers, but that's not a good thing, obviously. Blues had more possession, 43-38. Blues had better lead time, 112 minutes versus Roos 15 minutes, which is, for their standards, pretty good. Leading scorer of the game was Harry Sheezel for the Roos, 126 fantasy points, 32 disposals, 20 kicks, and 12 handballs. The secondary scorer is clearly a name I'm going to get familiar with, Harry McKay. Seems to be one of their best players. 120 fantasy points, 5 goals. Oh, he was busy scoring, and also behind. 12 disposals, 15 kicks, and 4 handballs. And the third scorer, there was another guy tied, but I didn't have space to add him. Elijah Hollins for the Blues, 107 fantasy points, had a goal, 22 disposals, 15 kicks, and 7 handballs. So the great news is both these teams already had their bye, because apparently all my teams have a bye week of week 3 or before. So the Blues are going to go on the road again against the Dockers, and the Roos will go ahead and face the Lions. So both my squads are on the road. So those are my slides. Yeah.
I had 3 games to cover because I played only non-controlled teams. So, alright. EFL. First one off. Making money with Jackson over here. Collingwood Magpies beat the Brisbane Lions 92-72. As you can see, good score. Like we said, 34 points would be a good quarter. Magpies scored 33 in 2 quarters. They were shut out in the second, where the Brisbane Lions were able to take a lead for a short time, but it was very short-lived. Big, lot of disposals. Brisbane had 356 to 319, but the efficiency inside the 50-meter mark was really the difference here, where Collingwood was able to get over 50%. It had 9 less turnovers. Brisbane did win the marks battle, but the goal to behind was really the real difference here. Magpies were able to make their goals, and Brisbane was only able to hit behind. So the time in front was very lopsided.
Close.
114 minutes to 157. Jamie Elliott was the Magpie star for me. He had 4 goals, 0 behinds, and assists, 16 disposals, 4 marks, 3 tackles, and 209 meters traveled. And Leachy Neal was the Brisbane line star for me. He had 1 goal, 1 behind, 35 disposals, 6 marks, 4 tackles, and 410 meters traveled. On to my next game, which was Sydney Swans at Richmond Tigers. This was a bit of an upset, as the Tigers won 82-77. Sydney won the disposals battle and actually had better efficiency inside the 50, but had more turnovers and less marks. And the real difference here, once again, is this game should have been an even bigger blowout, to be fair, for the Tigers, because they just were not accurate on their kicks. I mean, accurate enough to score, but not accurate enough to get goals. And they had 16 behind. But they were in control for an overwhelming majority of the game. For the Swans, they had their star be Isaac Henney, who had 2 goals, 27 disposals, 8 marks, 4 tackles, and 644 meters. And Tim Taranto was the Richmond leader for me. He had 1 goal, 1 behind, 2 assists, 35 disposals, 6 marks, 6 tackles, and 586 meters. And then my last game was the... oops, I forgot to do the directional thing. Oops. Geelong Cats at Hawthorn Hawks. The Cats won 106-70, so it was a murder fest, basically. They won the disposals battles. They won the inside 50 efficiency. They had less turnovers. They had less marks, but they made up for in their goal to behind accuracy. and they were 17-4, and Hawthorne was 10-10, and their time in front was 116 minutes and 42 seconds, and Hawthorne never had a lead. So the game
Looks
was
like it
off.
was close at half at least, but other than that, it was a blowout.
Yeah,
The Hawks are so bad. They're so
Yeah.
bad.
the Hawks had a good second quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it was close at the half, and then the Geelong Cats just pulled the Gonzaga.
When you score 43 in the third,
UConn.
when you win 43-7 in the first, they probably took their foot off the gas, and then realized they took the foot off the gas a little too much, and then proceeded to put it back on in the third.
Yep.
So I had Tom Hawkins be the Cats star with 4 goals, 1 behind, 1 assist, 12 disposals, 4 marks, 4 hitouts, and 173 meters. And for the Hawks, I had James Werpel, who had 1 goal, 1 behind, 3 assists, 36 disposals, 5 marks, 8 tackles, and 838 meters. So that man was moving. And then some scores from around the league. We had the Bombers beat the Saints 71-67, and the Bulldogs beat the Eagles 106-30.
Holy! Please tell me I didn't take the Eagles?
You probably didn't, because I'm
No,
pretty sure the Eagles are awful.
because we told you to not be stupid after taking the ruse last week.
Yeah. Yeah, so you did not take the Eagles. You were smart.
Okay, good.
So
Good.
we're actually pretty even here.
I am shocked. I'm at
19,
19-9.
Yeah.
Because
We're all within 2 games of each other. I think because last week you had a good week. Because the
Yeah. The Lions should have won that game.
yeah, so it even split between home and away this week. So maybe
The
the away teams are
audacity.
finally figuring it out. Who would know? But or
We'll see.
maybe just the home teams were the really bad teams this week. You know.
Looking like that's the case.
Because the only one that was really an upset was
The Swans.
well, the Swans, but as a
They were.
and as the
Upset as a
away
home
team.
team. Is
yeah, the Power,
Yeah, Power, yeah.
and then the Lions, Magpies, both teams were kind of bad because both of them were winless. So here are the standings as they sit right now: top 8, and then your what teams that are sitting outside.
Blues SRS is crazy.
I am shocked the Dockers are in second right now.
Blues SRS is crazy.
0.8, yep.
They haven't played anybody.
That's
The funniest
wild.
thing is that
They haven't played anybody.
the Magpies won and their SRS went down.
That's impressive.
Hey, Kangaroos have the worst SRS.
How do you have a 0.8 and be 3-0?
Because of who
Wow.
they're playing.
Because you've played nobody.
The Blues have played garbage teams.
That's
They're
wild.
pretty good, nonetheless. They finished in the top 8 last year, but yeah, I don't know if they're top 5.
I'm also not sure how well SRS translates to this because once again, it is
To
an
this,
algorithm made for American football.
And it's clearly all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got our pick. We got Demons at Crows.
Again? Oh no. Never mind.
The
That
Crows
was
are
sorry. That
Yeah.
was
the
Dockers.
Crows are kind of garbo.
Kind of.
I can bring up back where they are. Here, the Crows 0-3,
The Crows
minus
are
16
kind
and
of
a half.
they're
Oh, and
kind
three.
of they're kind of
Yeah,
garbo.
give me the Demons.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Demons.
I'm gonna
go-
rock with the Demons.
Wow,
baby.
this is this
Lions!
one's a game. Give me the Lions.
Power
Yeah, that's
Power.
that's kind of like a
Swans.
yeah, Swans. Yeah.
Oh,
Eagles
yeah.
are
Give me
not
the
good.
Swans. I don't want to
Eagles
be.
are awful, bro.
Give me Dockers.
I like the Blues, but I'm gonna rock with the Dockers because home team strat.
Yeah.
Bulldogs.
Can I see?
Home-
No,
can I
it's
see
not the
how
home team
Bulldogs
strat.
is
Remember, we had a complaint.
Sorry, yeah, Pat team strat.
It's the
Hang on.
Patrick strat.
Pat, don't stop what I said. I said the wrong thing. I accident. I meant Pat team
Stop
strat.
your angry comment
I'm
right now,
sick.
Pat.
I'm sick. Cut me some slack.
All right, Bulldogs Cats. That could be a good game.
Can I see the current thing on the
Well, 'cause
last
the
slide?
Bulldogs just murdered their team.
Yeah.
Bulldogs are 2-1, 12.2. Cats are 3-0 and 12.6.
Toss.
Oh, that's a really close game.
Home team.
Yeah,
Go
gonna go
Bulldogs,
home.
baby.
Yeah, give me Bulldogs.
I'm gonna go my team, even though it's not the smart decision.
Giants, Suns.
Oh, Giants.
Oh, yeah, I need to see these.
0.5 versus 15.9.
Where are Giants?
Giants are 1.
Number 1.
And Suns are 10.
And Suns. Oh, yeah, but they're 2-1. Shit.
But have a negative point differential.
Yeah, let me see this. Who's Giants?
Giants are away, by the way.
Give me the Suns.
This is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Come to the dark side, Jackson.
Yeah. I'll go Giants.
Yes, sir.
Tigers.
Tigers.
I'm going Tigers.
Yeah, give me Tigers.
Magpies.
And I'm going.
What are the Hawks?
The awful.
Awful.
They don't.
No.
They were
The
the ones
Hawks
that
are right
scored.
here, number 17.
Weren't they?
All right, give me the Magpies.
No, Eagles scored 30. But the Hawks are still dog water.
I swear to God, if the Magpies lose this week now,
They're
'cause
not
I'm
losing
picking-
to the Hawks, bro.
Every week I've picked them, they've lost.
You know,
Every week I picked them but one. They've lost.
because you followed the money.
I found the
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
baby. Found the money.
All right.
Swans out of S tier for sure.
Yeah, they lost.
I think Dockers
It was a
jump.
close game, though.
Yeah, they think it's chilling A tier.
Doctors can go up to A tier.
Yeah, I think they go up.
Port Adelaide's fine even though they lost.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a close matchup between them, anyways.
Suns are fine there. Bombers could probably move up.
The Bombers did win. Bulldogs won
Bulldogs
overwhelmingly,
won
but
handily.
they were playing a
Playing a bad
they were
team.
playing the
Shit
Eagles.
team.
Yeah.
You can
You
move
can move
Magpies up to the top of D tier.
You can move a Saint.
Are you gonna move the Crows down?
Yeah. Yeah, but Lions. Yeah, we can move them to F. Yeah, I'm down for that.
I would agree at this point. Didn't the Saint what's their faces win?
Yeah, Saints won.
No, they lost to the Bombers.
Oh,
But-
they did.
Oh.
They lost by
Never
4.
mind. Yeah, never mind.
Oh, that's still
That's
not
been last
bad.
week that I picked
Yeah.
against them and they won. Okay.
See, Tigers,
That looks pretty good,
Tigers
then.
beat the Swans, so I'm gonna put the Tigers ahead of the Magpies.
Cool. I'm good with that.
This is sort of a top heavy, you know. We got a lot of F and A tier,
Yeah, this is a
like
top
the
heavy
opposite
league.
of the Major League Rugby.
Yeah,
Where everyone's
you're either
mid.
good or you're bad.
Yep. All right, and then for the making money with Jackson, we are $9.50 ahead right now, and we putting $5 on the Dockers to beat the Blues.
Good choice.
Well, I'm
good
glad
choice.
I picked the Dockers, baby.
Yeah, we're doing the home team
I
strat.
go with the money.
So they're technically the underdog, but I feel like they're even teams, and I'm gonna lean the home team because it's Australian football.
Plus,
Yep, I think that's fair.
plus Blues 0.3, 0.8, whatever it was.
Yeah.
0.8, I think.
Yeah.
SRS. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. Alrighty. I broke. Okay, I'm good now.
I broke. I'm Kyle.
Hi, I'm Kyle. Nate here.
So we
Okay,
got
so
your Falcons.
I
and
got my
Falcons.
stuff. I do have, before I get into that, I have Misk news. So,
I guess my missed news was that the Chicago Hounds named their mascot Houndy McHoundface.
W.
Good news. Good news.
So not much going on.
But did it help them win?
No, it helped them for the first half,
It did. It did.
and then they did that in front of Houndy. I can't believe it. Those monsters. I can't believe they do that to Houndy like that.
For real. So my message is nothing crazy happening. Luis Perez was listed as MVP candidate for 2024 season. I think that he had a good enough game that seems relatively accurate. Probably won't win it, but certainly a contender. Memphis announced their team captains. No surprise, Case Cookis is one of them. Darius Victor, the running back, is one of them. And then the defensive captains were John Atkins, defensive line, and Jerry Elder for defensive back, and Matt White, their punter. And then San Antonio Brahmas. I found out their parking tickets are $30, which is more than a ticket to go to the game. So
That's impressive.
yeah, L franchise.
Big move.
That's an L move right there.
But San Antonio, very walkable city. Just park somewhere and walk. You
Honestly,
can get to the Aerodrome.
you could get there pretty easily. But yeah, it's so crazy stuff though. And then I actually ran into the coaches poll for the IFL. So this is what their power rankings are looking like right now. So they got Bay Area number 1, Bass number 2, and Frisco filling out the top 3. They have Vegas pretty high up. I don't know if we did or not.
We moved them up.
We moved them up, but I don't think we had them that high. Arizona was 5, which I think is fair.
Yeah, they've
Considering once Snead
Dope
comes
job.
back, I think they'll bounce back. Green Bay seems a little high. Quad City seems a little low. San Antonio is probably about right. And just all the way down. Sioux City, Payne.
San Diego's probably low now.
Yeah. And like I said, bear in mind, this is based off week 2 results and not week 3. So I think those are always going to be a little bit behind. But
Yeah.
so I would suspect with Arizona losing again, they'll go down a little bit further. And San Antonio might move down since they lost. But
Vegas really jumped from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, and that seems a little bold to do that for their first win. But
Now that
it's
they have
looking
another
like
one, I feel like it's fitting.
it's looking like a good move right now. So
Yeah.
so that's that. We got the Infinite Screen of Doom.
Nice.
Fix that really quick. Okay, pulling up my doc. Come on. All right. So, scrolling down here. Falcons get a Falcon. As I mentioned, once again, we have another choke job. That should not say week 5, I don't think. Yeah, that should say week 6. That's good. And that's not the right date either, but it is what it is. Falcons get a Falcon. Chicago blows a 26-0 lead against Seattle. Chicago was up 26-0 within the first 30 minutes of the game, but the Seawolves got points. Their first points on the board within the 35th minute through wing Jade Steitling as he scored a try. And then Seattle's scrum half, J.P. Smith, got the scoring started in the second half. Got a try in the 43rd minute, and eventually, after a conversion, Chicago the lead was cut down to 26-19, and then Seattle scored again, and that score remained the same until the 75th minute. Hounds penalty gave Seattle player Mason a penalty attempt, which he kicked through, giving Seattle their first lead of the game, 27-26, and they didn't look back since. So, one heck of a choke job by Chicago, and you just got Falcons gonna Falconed. Crazy story of the week is a high school football coach was fired for smashing watermelons, allegedly, at an academic magnet high school. I think that was in South Carolina. Bud Walpole was fired for the official statement was they didn't specify what was the inappropriate celebration, but they believed the coach had the team smash watermelons. They picked up the chunks and ate them as a snack. They did this after winning their 6th game of the year. They moved to 6-2. Without knowing more context, which the articles I looked at, there wasn't a whole lot other than the coach eventually got reinstated. It seemed like a pretty unjustifiable firing.
Yeah,
it seemed like
pretty tame,
Yeah,
good
it's a pretty
team building, you know?
It's a great team building thing. I guess someone was crying racist because, I don't know.
Because
But,
there was a black player and he ate the
there's a
watermelon.
black
Oh my
guy, a black
god.
guy eating the watermelon. I don't know. But
Was the coach white?
yes, the coach was white.
Oh, okay.
But it was a W community because they formed a petition, got over 1,000 signatures, and they wanted him back because, again,
6-2.
this is probably the most unreasonable firing I've ever seen. So, at least without knowing more context. But clearly there wasn't enough context to fire him in the first place, considering he got reinstated. So, but that's that.
Speaking of funny watermelon stories, one time at summer camp, we convinced the camp counselors to let us play greased water polo.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then our camp counselor, who was a black belt, opened up the watermelon with a punch at the end.
Nice.
Good times.
I love it.
Sounds fun.
That's crazy.
All right.
All right. Well, my last thing for the night, we are finishing off our funniest team name of all time, at least that we found. So we're in our final four, and we're gonna finish off the championship game right before March Madness ends next week. So our first matchup
Purdue.
is the Robstown Cotton Pickers versus the Fighting Christians.
Give me the Cotton
I'm
Pickers.
gonna go Fighting Christians.
I got to go with the Cotton Pickers.
Ugh.
Cotton
Good
Pickers
choice. Good choice.
are going to the finals. And the other matchup, also really, all four of these teams, by the way, that made it, I think deserved a win. It's just unfortunate only one of them can because they're all incredible names.
Yeah.
Even some of the ones in the Elite Eight too. But
Yep.
It's the Chinks versus the Galos Negros.
I'm going Galos Negros because they haven't bitched out and changed their name yet.
Give me the Blackhawks.
Yep.
Well, doesn't even matter. So, Galos
As
Negros.
much as I love the Chinks,
Bitched
you
out.
know,
They changed their name. They're the Dragons now.
Yeah. Hey, do you like dragons?
What are dragons?
Dragon.
All right.
Blackhawk. Active name.
Nate, you do your pick.
Oh gosh. Well, technically, it's supposed to be up to you. That's how I was doing it. But unless
fair.
if you.
Yeah, because neither of these are my teams. So.
Yeah. Active name.
I don't think Cotton
I
Pickers.
mean, to be
changed.
fair, I am a Gallos Negros fan. So right now I'm leaning an edge towards them. But Cotton Pickers is a great name. Do we know what the mascot of the Cotton Pickers looks like?
Does the Galos Negros even have a mascot?
This is probably not something you want to be searching visible.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah, not visually.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then send it to me. The Robstown Cotton Pickers.
Goodness sakes. Oh my gosh.
Is it good?
No.
I just see a piece of cotton in their logo.
Yes, but Kyle, I gotta send you this header of this article.
It may sway it for me, is why.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
What?
It doesn't make any sense. But it's freaking hilarious.
Give me the Cotton Pickers.
All right.
What the fuck?
Both team names are the same. That article. I was initially gonna go Galos Negros, but the freaking article header.
The article has me like thrown in a loop.
I think the article header also has me swaying my pick.
What was the article called?
Hispanic heritage. Why the city of Robstown call themselves cotton pickers?
I think that for me,
Uh,
I
can't believe
gotta
we
go,
had a Mexican on Mexican matchup here.
I
yeah.
gotta go cotton pickers. It's really hard.
That
I
is
was
really
I was waiting for you to just take Gallos Negros because that was my pick initially, so they would have won. But because you did that,
yeah, fair.
cotton pickers wins. But again, either team could have
Yeah.
won that.
Yeah.
So
And-
congrats to the cotton pickers.
And for a round in
Uh,
52 weeks for year 2, I think we're leaning towards doing a logo competition.
Yes, sir. So,
Logo competition would be great.
oh, I thought we were doing
It's logo or make your own.
Yeah, so probably logo.
Make your own team name up.
I thought we were just doing the what's the funniest logo.
Yeah, so.
Oh, yeah, we could do
so
that.
it'd be so. It'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
logo.
yeah,
Because
that'd be the logo competition.
yeah,
The
yeah.
best
It was
logo.
just base logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that is that. That's all I have.
In
so-
which case, we would make it so the Redskins and Caucasians go against each other first round.
Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no.
I guess the original Redskins logo was pretty. It's a very pretty logo.
Yeah. I think it wraps it up for me for today.
Yep.
Same.
I don't have anything to shout out, so I guess we can just end. So see everybody next week, and yeah, all right, deuces.
Deuces. Congrats, cotton pickers.
Yep.